Who cares, man? Who gonna stop you? If the government can be in debt, so can I. So can you. Open up 10 credit cards, 50 credit cards, run them up.
Count your motherfucking days. I'll sue me for a credit card that you gave me 10 years ago and you gave me a 10.
I thought it would be funny to show y'all how much debt I've racked up since getting fired in September and being unemployed for the last 9 months.
What is up, YouTube? Today, we are going to be kind of piggybacking off of my last video and deep diving into how poor parenting strategies, like spoiling children for instance, that then become dysfunctional adults, has really destroyed any chance that they have of getting ahead financially. You're going to see some clips in this video that are probably going to shock you, and I think you can tell by how these people act that odds are they either lacked any real discipline growing up and or weren't taught how to push through struggles, both of which are important lessons. Now, these inferences are just my opinion based off their behavior, and they're definitely not meant to put anybody down or to shame anyone. Now, for the dots to really connect on this, I would actually encourage you to go back and watch my last video on spoiled children if you did not already, because it's going to give you a good idea of how things start out when kids are young and honestly just how bad it can get. We've got a lot of stuff to cover today, including some comments from you guys from the previous video. So if you do want to be featured in a future video, please feel free to continue leaving your 2 cents in the comments down below. I am always going to encourage comments on this channel, not just because it's good for my own engagement, but because I believe it's invaluable for building the community that I want to see built here on YouTube, where everybody can share their opinion openly. And of course, I'm going to save some of the best comments towards the end at you guys, but stick around. So stay tuned and let's go.
Credit card, who cares, man? Who gonna stop you? If the government can be in debt, so can I. So can you. Open up 10 credit cards, 50 credit cards, run them up. Keep it going, keep it going. No one's gonna stop us.
Get out of here. That's all I got to say. Get out of here.
Guys, I just spent so much money. It's an investment. Me at the counter pretending to be surprised when they're like, the total's gonna be $2,000. And I'm like, what? To the piano I literally picked out. You can't let me go into the music store alone. You can't. So fucking excited. Oh, it's my baby. Oh.
This leads perfectly into a previous comment from one of you guys from the last video. Real Luna said that what pissed them off the most is how the parents act surprised, like they're not the ones who created the problem. And parents tell their kids to stop, they don't need these things, and then proceed to buy the things anyway. In this case, we can tell that this guy, whoever he is, he probably didn't have that discipline coming from his parents. He literally says, as an adult, you can't trust me to go in a store alone.
Are you serious?
It's like, what are you talking about? You are a grown man. You need to be able to control yourself when you walk in a store. If you can't window shop, don't freaking shop. And these principles, they have to start early, or you wind up with people like this on the internet showing off their stupid decisions and making it look like it's okay. It's not okay.
Count your motherfucking days. Count your motherfucking days. I'll sue me for a credit card that you gave me 10 years ago and you gave me a $10,000 credit limit at 21 years old. Okay? So you sued me. I get it. I didn't pay it back. That was my fault. I fell on hard times, okay? I had a lot of shit I went through, okay? So I didn't pay him. Y'all sued me. I tried to work with the lawyer and say, hey, I can only afford $50 a month. Okay, I can only afford $50 a month. Like literally, I work 3 jobs. I do fucking DoorDash. I don't know. What else do you want from me? They said, no, 160. And I was like, well, no, I can't afford that. And then they said, oh, well, can you borrow money from someone? No. No, if I could borrow money from someone, I would, and I would give it to you. Trust me, I'm not trying to say I didn't do it, but I don't have the money. I don't have it. Okay, so y'all sued me and I got a letter because the judge ruled in favor of them, obviously. But I got a letter and the letter pretty much says, hey, so you gotta pay this. And there's gonna be interest on it until it's paid in full. So I don't have the money. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't have it. I do not have it. Y'all spent more money on a lawyer than to just write it off. I'm sorry, like I fucked up, but I don't have it. So what do you want me to do? Pull it out of my fucking butthole? I don't have it. So fuck you, December. That was predatory. I was 21. You guys gave me $8,000 to start with, and then when you saw me hitting that limit, y'all said, let's raise it to 10 grand.
Okay, so while yes, I agree with her in some sense that it might have been predatory from Discover to see her really close to the limit and then say, yeah, let's give her a little more. But it's their job to make money. And at the end of the day, 21 years old is way old enough to be responsible for your own decisions. I could see an argument at 18 for sure, but at 21, you've had hopefully 4 years out in the world or 4 years out in college to learn some life lessons, to get more educated on these things. There is no excuse at 21 years old why you can't be more educated on your finances. It is not Discover's fault that she spent that money. It is her own. And now she's going back and she's saying, well, I don't have it, so I shouldn't have to pay it. No accountability. And I can tell you that wasn't instilled in her as a child. 100% without a doubt. And that goes back to spoiling your children. If you don't teach them accountability and give them whatever they want, whenever they want, without any consequence, guess what? They're going to turn up just like that, saying they're in debt and it's not my fault and I shouldn't be accountable for it. And I don't know about you, but I don't want my daughter turning up like that in 20 years. No thanks.
Blue Collar's preferred 30,000! 30,000!
Yeah, that's the credit card.
I love Caleb, man.
$860.54. With a minimum to pay of $922. You know how to live on $120,000 a year? Not to have these minimum monthly payments that equate almost $1,500. Added up $1,500. $1,500 in minimum monthly payments we talked about. 3 cards, $1,600 in minimum monthly payments. Yeah, you're right. You probably can't cut your lifestyle down when you've stacked your minimum monthly payments up to fucking disaster level.
Well, I just don't know why we couldn't have this conversation earlier.
You know why? Because you guys separate your fucking money and refuse to budget, so you have no knowledge of your situation, making it incapable of having an accurate conversation. Because you live like children. Because you're not a fucking team. You don't have a conversation when you're not a team. You are 2 unequal parts living around in the same household, and sometimes you fucking make kids.
All right, let's dive into the comments from this video. Rad said that dude just smiling at 30K in debt on one card. What in the world? I think that kind of indicates his mentality for this. And anybody that can smile at that and just be okay with it, what that tells me is, again, they probably weren't held accountable and they probably weren't disciplined very well as a child. And again, always could be wrong, but behavior is indicative of past experiences, right? We are how we're raised at the end of the day. And if you can engage in that kind of behavior and think it's funny, that tells me that you weren't really taught that it was serious in the first place. And moving on to Ben as a financial advisor, he says he sees this all the time with people. And honestly, that's really sad. Couples keeping their income separate is a conversation for an entirely different video. I don't agree with that. I'm married. We have all our finances together. That's how it should be. That's one of the points of getting married, so that you can be on the same page and obviously communicate. And which leads back to, again, being raised. Communication in my household was important. If I didn't communicate, I was punished. And it looks like these guys did not experience that same level of discipline in the household, and it's reflected directly in their lives. And they end up on Caleb's show, which for those of you who don't know, if you're on Caleb's show, it typically means you really, really suck with money. And I'm glad they're trying to at least do something about it, but we should have avoided being in that situation in the first place.
This is a message for Chase Bank and Chase Bank only. I know. I know. If I could pay off my credit card right now, I would. But I'm not. So leave me the fuck alone, okay? Okay. Thanks for listening to this message. Bye.
And the perfect comment from the last video from Dolly: paddles with holes in it on your backside really need to make a comeback. Thank you for that comment. That really, really made me smile. And I think we all know in this video one person that we just saw who probably could use a paddle on that ass. Just saying.
Want to feel better about your finances? Then keep watching. That check in as a girly that's in over $16. I bet. $1,280.67 on my school's first card. $3,489.42 balance on my Apple Card. Grand total of $4,770.09 of credit card debt. This is where you're gonna feel good about your finances. You're just gonna be glad you're not me. I don't even make $4,000 a month on my regular job, and both my credit cards have shit APR. I'm apartment hunting to move out within the next month. On a self-improvement journey, and that means getting my finances together. I'm setting a goal to pay off both my cards by November 12th. I've been saving for the purpose of paying off my cards since the beginning of October.
Again, leading into a great comment from the last video that applies directly. Life is going to mow them down like a Mack truck, and life is mowing her down like a Mack truck right now. Imagine charging more than you earn in one single month. Now, honestly, part of me believes she did that trying to make a TikTok and then trying to be famous off of it. I wouldn't have been surprised with that. I'm not saying that's the case, but that's kind of what it appears like, because it seems like she knows that she shouldn't do it, but yet chose to do it anyway. Maybe she thought that'd be like a big catchy number, but it's just stupid. I think that's dumb. And the fact that you're continuing to do this or did it at all means that either A, you can't budget your finances, or B, you're living way above your means. And that's probably a combination of the both. But yeah, life is just going to be unforgiving. And if we don't teach our kids how to manage our money, that's a form of abuse in my opinion, and they're going to end up just like this on the internet. Man, I just don't want your kids to be like that.
I'm drowning in credit card debt. And I don't know what to do. If you're seeing this video, you probably are also drowning in credit card debt, and I wish I knew how to help you, but I don't, because I don't even know what to do for me. So here's the story. I'm 30. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2, and I have something called cystic fibrosis. And back in November of last year, I left my career, and I had been a working person ever since I could get a permit because my health was deteriorating, and my husband and I decided it was more important that I stay home with the kids and stop trying to work at the same time and consider my health first, because obviously, if you know what CF is, it already shortens my life expectancy, and my kids deserve for me to be here as long as possible. So
yes,
we did
100%.
that, and everything was okay because my husband worked really hard, and he figured out a way to bridge the gap between the two incomes, and it was good until it wasn't. And then we started putting stuff on credit cards, and we couldn't pay those credit cards off like we were used to. And then a couple months ago, we regrouped, we figured some stuff out, and we found some extra money. We did some extra things to make some extra money, and we started putting that towards the debt. But then our escrow went up. It was severely deficient, so our mortgage payment went up by $400 a month and took all of that extra money that we had found. And now I don't have the opportunity to go work. I don't have the opportunity, because of my health, to do anything else other than just take care of my kids and myself right now. And come next year, my husband's gonna try to do more stuff on the side from his actual career to make money, but I am monetized on this app, so this can be a job for me, and I can try to make money off of views on here. So if you relate to me, you can just watch these videos. I get qualified views, and then I'll make a couple cents, and I can make micropayments onto my credit card with that money to help out my husband because he's already working really hard. And I think that's it.
So I'll put that clip in here, not to make fun of this girl's situation at all. My wife actually has some health issues. She had a stroke, and she's okay, but she has had some long-term complications from that. She is technically disabled. So I feel for anyone out there who has a family member, especially a spouse, that might be sick, because medical debt is absolutely no joke. And we're not making fun of her at all. I'm proud of her for doing her mom duties and wanting to help out the family. But what I wanted to address from that video was the fact that the escrow account that she had, she really wasn't aware of. And that to me, like details in life, was like severely brought up in me, like thinking ahead. That was something I had to do as a kid. Like I was so not spoiled to the point that I literally had to basically think like an adult a lot of times. And I think that was probably a good thing for me. But a lot of people don't get that. And I'm not saying her parents are bad. I'm not saying that makes her a bad person by any means. What I'm saying is instilling those values, like trying to look ahead in life and seeing the results of your actions and looking at things you might have missed, really helps people avoid those mistakes in the future. I don't want anyone's escrow account to go up, but we got to account for those things when we're, doing our finances and our budget, and that lines down to budget. Was she taught to budget? I don't know. But if we don't, as parents, do that for our kids when they're young, they might end up in trouble when they're older.
I thought it would be funny to show y'all how much debt I've racked up since getting fired in September and being unemployed for the last 9 months. It's pretty bad. I only have 3 cards, and I've maxed out majority of them. So here's one credit card. Here's my second, which is maxed out and actually over.
Why?
Interestingly
Why?
enough. Same for this one. Yep. That's me. Meaning that's a whopping $11,632.90.
Jesus, come on.
By the way, I'm 23. So there's that.
If I see one person that smiles over being completely screwed, I'm probably going to break something. Hopefully it's not this computer. But yeah, that's just absolutely crazy. Imagine being unemployed and racking up that much debt. How do you rationalize that in your head? I think it comes back from, again, discipline as a kid. I mean, if you don't have the right habits in there, you're going to do stuff like that and rationalize it as okay or funny, which is a sign to me of immaturity. That's what that tells me. That tells me that I am so immature that I don't know what is right, what is wrong, and what I should be worried about. Take care of your children by making sure that they take care of themselves.
I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. And it's just one of those things that feels like I tried so fucking hard. Like I got myself through nursing school as a single mom, and it was really fucking hard. And I'm trying so hard to get ahead, and every time something happens, it's just like this. Like I'm never gonna be okay. And it's one of those times I wish I just had a family member I could call to rescue me. But I don't. I just feel like I have to try so much harder than everybody else just for the bare minimum of life. And you know, I did the whole thing where like you break your poverty circles, which I know is hard. You know, I'm the first one in my family with a college education. I'm the first one of my siblings to graduate high school. Like, you know, I tried really hard. And I know at least for my kids it'll be easier for them. They'll never have to try this hard.
So I included that clip in there. The beginning did cut out, but this was about Capital One and suing her. But it really hit home for me because, one, I was honestly so freaking proud of her for trying to break these generational curses. I think that's great. And being a single mom, like, God, she's a real hero. But the point that stuck out to me was actually a result from the comments. That some made payment arrangements, and they made that clear in the comments, but some actually got served and they just ignored it. And they're actually proud of that fact because they could continue to get whatever they want. And that comes back to a very, very poor mentality, lack of discipline, and not being afraid of consequences, or probably not even experiencing them. And I can almost guarantee you that's what happened in this commenter's case. Again, without knowing, not 100%, but I'm like 99% sure. And y'all can let me know in the comments if you agree with my assessment on that. That says to me that there is absolutely no way that she was disciplined as a kid. And that's what I don't want anybody that's watching this to do. Just because you have X, Y, and Z happen in your life and it's hard, you still have to meet your obligations. I do it all the time. I woke up literally at 3:50 to record this video because I still have obligations for work. And I'm going to do that no matter what. And I'm going to do this for you because, well, nothing but love. And that's just what we do. We do what we got to do.
How to opt out of all these credit cards. I don't want a credit card. I don't want nothing from y'all. This is why I don't even go check my mailbox as it is because it's full of all this fucking stuff. Somebody send help. Refer me.
31 with $15,000 in savings, $4,000 in checking account, and $63,000 in credit card debt. Get the heck out of here. That is not fine. That is screwed, girl. Come on now. I think the last clip ties perfectly into the best comment from the last video from Witchcraft. Hey, you talk way too much. This actually really honestly made me crack up because all through elementary school I was told that I run my mouth too much. So it does look like old habits die hard.